of accumulating Bitcoin and not selling Bitcoin.
I'm just doing some housework.
Eventually, you get equity value
that's
that allows
nice.
you to raise
Just leave it alone.
funding against it.
We're live. We're live. We're live on the internet. Hey, everybody, we're live. Welcome to being alive on the show with the guys and the stuff that we talk about. Hey, it's what we do.
Hey.
We're doing the things.
Didn't even notice.
Oh, it's okay. That's okay. We got a viewer over here. We got a viewer. We got two viewers. What are we doing with the viewers? We're viewing. We got our eyes on it. We're looking. We're keeping track. We're keeping track of the things, the stuff that we need to see and do. Hey, look at me. I'm crazy. Look at me. I'm a crazy guy.
I'm a little bit.
Patrick John Welder. Hello, Nay.
Hello, Patrick
Day
John
so
Welder.
watching Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York? Okay. Right on. Sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we've got playing in the background, this is a Celsius meeting. It's called Celsius FTX Block 5 Voyager, not legal or financial advice is the name of the room. And they're covering the meeting. And you guys could go join this meeting on Twitter too, because I'm in there. So it'd be very easy for you to find and join. You turn on Twitter, it would say your friend Nays Garden is in this meeting. There's a purple stripe. Just click the purple stripe and say listen. Then click listen, and then you're in the space with me, which is cool. Spaces are fun. It's a live chat. And you can ask the moderator to give you a voice if you've got something to say. Something like this, I have nothing to say. Hey, Holly.
Hi, Nay.
How are you? I'm going to get some coffee in me and try to wake up a little bit. I've been sleeping today. I had a hamburger for lunch. It was good.
Sean, a.k.a.
Hey, Sean. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Nay. Just sipping coffee and deciding what I want for lunch. LOL. Can't decide. Cheers to Nay and all the trendies. Holly Horn.
How about a nice, tasty seal?
Spaces are fun.
Spaces are great.
That's what I like.
There's like 350 people in this one right now. Simon Dixon's in there. And Tiffany Fong is in there right now, too.
Josh G. How's it going?
Hey, Josh G. It's going good. It's going good. It's going good. Just took some Mucinex. Feeling good about that. Gonna close the door. Gonna close the door.
Definitely gotta close the door.
Closing the door. There, I got the door closed now.
Investment of the capital.
In case we get trendy up in here, we might be getting trendy up in here.
Properly seasoned seal with my special SeaWorld trainer marinade.
So this is me sporting bedhead. This is what I look like when I get out of the bed,
Patrick
and I
John
don't do
Welder.
anything. This is just me
I love
en
the coffee
natural.
can.
I think it's
Looks good.
it's a comedic look, and I like it a lot. It's funny and fun. Whatever. Usually I like to wet it down a little bit, put a little stuff
Sean,
in there, make it
aka
look good for you.
Sandiorca.
Not today.
Looking sharp, Nay.
Not today. Bedhead. We're doing bedhead today.
Everything you say, you have to get sign off from a regulator. You have to do massive disclosure.
That's Simon Dixon right there.
You have to undersell and over-deliver. And so the cultural difference here is
Holly Horn.
when you're actually
It's a
selling
good
investment,
look.
Thank you.
This is a concept. We're selling the investment in the Celsius mining business. The normal way of doing that is you outline all the risks, you say all the things that can go wrong, you disclose.
Our bit rate is 3,200.
The difference between
We're doing
these
really
two
good on the
things
broadcast. It's nice to
are
have.
you willing to
We don't even
oversell
think about it anymore, huh? Having nice
expectations?
video, nice broadcast bandwidth.
Don Schooley.
God, I used to have.
Cheers.
Don! What's up, buddy? How's it going?
But the positive case and all the forward-looking statements have to be
Oh, really? Here's all that
disclosed,
stuff.
especially when you're dealing with people that may not
What
be
was
experts
that?
in the subject and
I just looked at the rumble. I saw it.
money that's very
Oh, you saw my hair.
significant to the future of their personal wealth.
Rumba.
So it's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
that culture
Trouble
of
for crypto.
people coming from a world of not understanding how to sell securities versus my world where you got to.
And the bear got chased off by Beasley, and he's the hero. That was a funny title from this morning show.
And let people know how to use their money.
And he's a
So
hero.
then they can proportionately allocate based
I remember
on
that was
the
really-
thought of, well, what would happen if I do lose my money?
Plus,
You know, and that was,
my YouTube channel only has 25,301 subscribers. You know, it's like,
really pitching the book
it says I'm plus 9 and I'm at 301.
Yeah, and
Whatever. I've been at 301. How can I be plus 9? Oh, right, because you deleted 8. That's how.
They were mentioned with security.
That's why I'm plus 9
Sean, aka Trendy Orca,
and still at 301.
expecting to get bitch slapped by Mother Nature with a blizzard shortly.
Yeah, we're going to have a freeze here on Friday.
She's a really good bankruptcy lawyer, so she probably knows already. And I think the states just have concerns about it. So, like, to
Wait.
Simon's point, if they're going to try this,
Trendy Nay.
to
Hey, WT, what's up?
unaccredited investors, they're going to have to convince the
What's up, what's
regulators
up?
and the judge that the
Patrick
disclosures
John
are
Welder.
adequate.
Elon's ego won't allow him to step down.
You know, I
Calling
will
it now.
say, I've heard
Yeah, I think you're calling it wrong, bro. He wouldn't have done that post if he wasn't going to step down. He's got no choice
Billy
financially.
Valentine.
with the mining, probably,
First.
than there is with
Hey, Billy.
the rest of the business. But they're going to really need to disclose.
Yeah, Elon,
And it's risky. I mean, look,
Elon needs the
Sean,
money.
aka
That's why he's
Trendy
doing
Orca.
it. He needs a partner.
Weather Service is begging people to stay the fuck home due to extreme conditions.
Really, is the Weather Service really using that sort of language? Because if they are, I think we've arrived, folks.
mining companies going
People finally caught up to us.
Emmanuel Torres.
They finally caught up to the trendies.
Sup, son.
Hey, it's your weather report. Stay the fuck home. This weather report brought to you by Nate's
He said he
Garden.
was going to eventually dig it up anyways. He will commit to it.
They need to disclose the
Fucking
risk
Holly
tornado.
Horn.
to a cash bid.
Now the Twitter polls are for
And I
subscribers.
think it's a real challenge.
Sean,
If they wanna
aka
protect
Trendy
themselves
Orca.
and put user money
I
into
wish
it,
they would
then
LOL.
That's a whole nother level.
Don
of
Schooley.
a pitch and a disclosure.
Doing good been cold here, Cobb. Had 2 inches, Snow Mount Noti was covered. Billy Valentine.
Nice. Looks beautiful out there. I
Yeah, my weather app called me a cunt.
What his thoughts were about today, and then after that, I'm going to go to questions, going with Ramsey first, and then Mark.
Hi everyone. Sorry I'm late.
Here, I want to hear this.
It's been a busy morning. My thoughts on today really were.
No, I don't want your thoughts.
I had read the.
Never mind.
presentation.
I thought he was going to ask a question.
Sean, aka Trendy Orca.
Um,
Nay would make an awesome weatherman.
laid out
I'd make an awesome
with
anything.
respect to, I think the second day hearing where they said.
Anything I set my mind to, I could do. My mommy told me when I was a kid.
Sale process.
I
Enoch
was like,
Emmanuel Torres.
I'm gonna be a crazy podcaster.
Cold front coming in
With
in the
bedhead.
teens. Son PSH.
Look at me, I'm doing it.
Potentially.
I'm living the dream.
I thought obviously that had been sort of.
Look at me, Ma. Look at me, Ma. I'm living the podcaster's dream with the bedhead.
Sean, aka Trendy Orca.
This is what podcasters do. We
Very
step out of
true,
bed, we
mate.
go
Good
live.
That much information.
Hey, welcome to the show. We're live. Hey.
And then,
Okay.
Manny's motion came on, and the bars joined in the relief
Enoch
that,
Emmanuel Torres.
Manny was seeking.
Jack of all trades, master of none.
Enoch.
Objections
Yeah,
that were
right.
filed.
I'm a jerk of all
I
trades.
thought that if for no other reason, there should be, a planned mediation.
I like to go see someone doing a trade. I like to stand around and go, hey, you're doing that all wrong, pal. I can do that way better. Psh, unreal.
Hash keep
I'm a
it
jerk
open.
of all trades.
And the judges.
I like to go into where they're doing the surgery. I like to walk in the surgical room and go, hey doc, what are you even doing? Nobody's even using those old tools anymore. Everybody's using computers now. What are you doing? It's robotics.
And so
They say, sir, you're not supposed to be in here without a mask. I go, hey, look at you, looking at me without a mask. Hey, look at
You
that.
too, bro.
Looking at this.
not move down the same path.
Billy
Would you look at that?
Valentine.
We're looking at
I asked
Sir,
for
you're
Echo
spitting
to
on the
plead
patient.
for a midwife
Hey,
to
look at
take
my
point
saliva
and
flying
it
through the
takes
air. That's no good.
cause.
Sir, this is
Yes,
Walmart.
it's already looking down at us.
the different constituencies.
Ha, ha, ha.
That, I think the judge was essentially suggesting that mediation would be, may very well be
Yeah.
appropriate at that time.
Judge was looking down on everybody.
That argument, but I still thought that it,
All right, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. I gotta grab one thing out of the kitchen.
Later. I think Manny showed off, why he was Order of the Coif at Harvard Law School, because he made a very, very, compelling and cogent argument today for mediation. I think ultimately that's the way to go. And I think also, we, the creditors, don't really know exactly what a plan is going to look like. So, I get it that if the mediation motion was denied is premature. After that motion was decided, I had to sort of drop off. I was listening on and off for the rest of the hearing, and I came back to the hearing when I heard, the judge expressing some concerns over what had been said on Twitter. I guess the issue came up about threats of violence to Daniel Frischberg, and I was just saying to myself, man, this thing is really out of control. That we were telling the bankruptcy judge about
Okay, I'm back. Got some grapes. I got some grapes. All excited about my grapes. Got some grapes out of the fridge.
Thought that would show up in a courtroom, but that was really it. I mean, I didn't have too many other views. I mean, it was kind of in the scheme of Celsius hearings, a pretty low-key motion today. Not too many big issues on that were in front of the judge, other than Manny's motion. And that's really it. I mean, I'm happy to answer or to take questions from people. I think that, again, I'll say there were points in the hearing today where I had to drop off, so I didn't hear everything. I heard the presentation in the beginning, Manny's motion, and then, bits and pieces after that. So, having said that, I'll, let's take some questions.
Billy Valentine.
Yeah, hey David, just
Nice.
thanks for joining again. And
I
just before
bought
you get the
muscadines
questions for
today.
Got a seed.
I just
Giant
really
apple
wanted to
grapes.
Got a big, fat, awesome
Enoch
seed.
Emmanuel
something
Torres.
interesting regarding
Damn son, I need my
the
Kaveth.
FTX cases. Just really quickly.
I love finding
the
seeds.
that's,
Look at this
just
one.
in contrast with what's going on with Celsius.
So, I've spoken to creditors in BlockFi.
How cool.
The FTX committee has been formed. The BlockFi committee has not been formed yet.
If you don't know, you better ask somebody. It's Gorilla Glue 4
So I've been speaking to some BlockFi
that I grew myself, so
and
I'm
I
saving
got
the
a phone
seeds,
call from one of
and
them
I got a
last night
lot
at
of them,
11:00
man.
in the evening, telling me that BlockFi had filed a motion to release all the funds that were being held in the wallet. And this person he's the equivalent of an earn account person at Celsius. This person was sort of apoplectic that
One seed, which can easily be mailed anywhere around the world to somebody. One seed can produce one plant that can produce an unlimited amount of clones, which can produce an unlimited amount of
Emmanuel
cannabis
Torres.
for an unlimited amount of people.
I got some
One
grabs,
seed.
Daddy Perp, son, cheers.
that were to
Yep.
sort of straighten out some of the bookkeeping errors, like
We're getting the growth net soon.
Don't forget how important seeds are, guys. I mean, these companies, they start getting a foothold in the industry. You won't ever see a seed again. Okay? Remember that. Remember I told you that. There's going to be a day when possessing one single cannabis seed is going to land you in prison. Because these companies are going to buy out the politicians and change the legislation and make that shit illegal so that only they can grow the cannabis. It's greed on greed on greed, and it'll never stop. Once an industry gets bastardized, there's no bringing it back.
Josh G.
You know?
When I grow again,
Sad
how
for-
can
I'm
I get
sad
one of
for
those
cannabis.
haha?
Speak on that topic,
Josh G.
one of the things that I will note for
A lot of people that sound in Canada
it's just such a
didn't want to go
people that I've
because
spoken to.
it's hard.
You know what I want to deal with? I want to deal with this bong rip right now. How about you?
Sort of represent
That's
the
no doubt, man.
All right, no law regarding segues. Cheers, Jiminy.
Gets collapsed into a giant Ponzi scheme. But one of the creditors pointed out to me yesterday that Sullivan and
Enoch
Baumol
Emmanuel Torres.
not filed.
Hash greedy SOB.
FTX filed on November
Billy
11th,
Valentine.
so it's a month and 9 days
One midget, which you can easily be shipped in the mail, can infest the world.
And I'd note that that's pretty unusual for debtors counsel, to be waiting 20 days to put that application in for retention. I don't
Michael
know.
Goldsmith.
The reason for that is I don't know.
Hey, nay.
They're trying to figure out internally how to sort of structure this and how they can project that there aren't conflicts between the different different FTX entities.
Hey, Michael.
But that's really my observations on the other cases.
Oh.
Michael Goldsmith. Cheers.
Because Celsius go down the process, if anyone's, unfortunately stuck in BlockFire FTX, listening to these spaces, could be valuable for them. So, but we'll get to questions. I think most people.
Sorry. I do want to say that when I've spoken to BlockFi creditors,
I want to hear this.
In particular, that one of the points that I've made is however their case goes, whoever they pick as committee counsel, there should be some way to ensure that there is adequate information flow to
No
the creditor
shit.
body
No
by
shit.
virtue of town halls on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. Because
Well
I
said.
think that, and I'm not
Talk about being
suggesting
left
that,
out of a loop and not knowing what the fuck's going on.
Various is going on, but I think that the people who are invested in these crypto entities, feel like there's a lack of information that comes to them, and I've said to them over the last few days that I can't overemphasize the need for communications with the creditor body, because it's the way when people show up to these spaces. I mean, a lot of them just want to hear what's going on, like get informed, and it's hard for them to sort of sit back and just see, the filings that come in, because they know that there's a lot of activity in the background. And I think that, hopefully, BlockFi and FTX will, learn from Celsius and Voyager that,
Great.
keeping,
So we get screwed and everybody else, they get a better fucking,
to the extent that you can.
they get a better chance at getting their
with the
crypto back.
creditor body is very, very important in these cases.
Yeah, fuck you, Celsius people. Thanks for the fucking,
Very
for the heads up.
Say something on each of those cases, but really quickly. I don't want to do it long. To me, it's the stark contrast between each case, and there's so much to learn from each one. So it's really fascinating. On the Voyager side, we got to see what
Billy
a bid
Valentine.
looks like. And so
Are you eavesdropping on a ham radio or some shit? Is that Nixon?
No, it's the speaker on my smartphone. It says space on Twitter.
Know how coins are going to be distributed and how they lock in the haircut.
I hope you can hear every word. Can you guys hear all of it? It's not cutting out, is it?
I gave some analysis. It's essentially, to me, a Chapter 11 liquidation in kind, because the 20 million just goes to lawyers, most likely, and then everyone gets their haircut coins back, and you get to go through Binance, which hopefully is a trusted counterparty, depending on, hopefully we don't get FTX version 2, not trying to spread FUD or anything. But that's the interesting one in Voyager. In FTX, the thing that stands out to me is what the difference it makes when you have someone that is the CEO of the company, which feels like they're purely representing creditors. And that's what I think I'm very jealous of. You can clearly see, from my perspective, that John Ray's come in, and he's there to get the job done. And he's not trying to defend the company. He hasn't got an alternative agenda to defend, like Kirkland and Ellis have an alternative agenda. And so that's the clear difference that you see with the FTX side. On the BlockFi side, you see, from my perspective, a good actor that made really bad decisions and had massive exposure to FTX and was offering illegal security.
I got my cash out of BlockFi the day before they closed transactions. I'm just going to say that again.
They released a plan straight away. They go straight to the whole Kirkland and Ellis
The whole Bitcoin.
custody versus earn. But they speed through
We got
the process,
captivity.
and it seems like they're acting as a good actor.
It's so captivating.
But, rather than this whole delay game that we're getting at Celsius. And then
He's so
Celsius
captivating,
scenario
the
is that
captivity.
we're actually in a pretty good
Cat
situation
tent.
relative. Well, Voyage isn't the best
Puts me into a
yes, but
pack of
we're in a pretty good
I got some cat tent
situation.
here. Hey, look at this.
But
Cat tent.
we seem to have
I got cat
companies
tent with my
not
kitty
acting
cat.
in
Hey, look at you,
interests and
looking
acting in
outside,
interests.
looking for a little
And
thing to
so you
eat,
just get to see this stark contrast.
looking for
of
something to kill.
when,
What a good
you know,
kitty cat.
all of the people in Celsius were all
Hey,
appointed
there's a
by
birdie over there. I could kill that.
versus
Hey, look, there's a squirrel. I
FTX,
killed one of them
where you
before.
have someone
Hey,
that's not trying to
I'll go
defend
kill me a
themselves.
little snake or a fucking
So-
lizard.
sorry,
Hey, look
that
at
was a bit
this.
longer than I thought, but those are
I'm
my
gonna go
initial
stomp something out of
observations of the different
into
cases that
darkness.
take us in a slightly
That's
different
what I'm gonna do.
direction and
I'm a
have
kitty
lots to learn
cat.
from.
That's what I do.
Thank you for that, Simon.
Okay.
I wanted to ask David, being that SBF
Big
is
cat.
like being criminally charged, and you know Celsius, we don't have that yet. Does that complicate the FTX situation even further?
I
Orphan
think so.
Monkey 1.
Um,
What up, Nay?
you know, obviously,
Hope your day is going well. What's the CU topic, my friend?
the federal
We're listening to a meeting from Celsius. Find out what's going on with the bankruptcy I'm going through.
the DOJ is looking for some level of cooperation with the entity. So yeah, my answer is yes. It complicates it because there are issues that Ray is dealing with on the DOJ side, as well as obviously on the creditor side. In Celsius, we don't know whether or not we should assume. I think. that
Josh
there's
G.
some investigation going on.
Hal's
We don't
always
know
half in,
exactly.
half out, lol.
And I know that when you look here, when you look at the fee applications that were filed last week, if you want to try and learn a little bit more about what's going on,
Right.
Orphan Monkey
with
1.
former management,
Oh
you
yikes.
could probably take a
Sorry,
look at
brother.
the Latham and Watkins bill, because it seems like they are the ones in charge of dealing with all the requests from the state entities and the DOJ in terms of seeking of information.
Okay, and this is my last one, and then I'm going to go on to Ramsey. When we get the examiner report,
Okay.
and let's say that there is criminality in there, would that then complicate our bankruptcy if there is some criminal charges?
I don't see it necessarily as, I mean, if the examiner comes back and finds criminal conduct in the report, that in and of itself probably doesn't affect things,
Michael
more
Goldsmith.
than they're already affected.
Coming in clear.
Again, that's all based on the assumption that there's an investigation going on right now. Where it does impact things on the bankruptcy side is that, depending on what the examiner concludes about the scope of the criminality and whether it rises to the level of a Ponzi scheme, that can have obviously a major impact on how the bankruptcy case moves forward.
Okay, thank you.
How so?
Now I'll go on to questions.
So if it's a
I'm gonna go
Ponzi
with
scheme,
Ramsey,
which it
then
is,
Mark,
of course
and
it is, then what? How does that affect the case? We all know it's a
Ramsey.
fucking Ponzi scheme.
Ramsey might have fallen asleep. He waited too long. Mark, go ahead.
My question on the mining, do we know, does the mining have debt on it? I mean, because that would make sense if they have a positive EBITDA, but if they're losing money because after they service the debt, do we know that right now on the mining?
How does mining have debt?
Yeah, public information. There's
So
about
stupid.
550 million to 750 million. I'd need to go back and look at it on the public information. And that's from the parent company, which Alex Maszynski is still the director of, so it's an intercompany loan. I don't want to talk about anything else because I'm not sure if it's public or non-public information.
It's
Okay,
raining.
Thank you. And then one other question. I mean, just watching this, I come in and out, but it does seem like
It's raining.
with the new CEO that's come in,
Mom.
they're slow walking this out.
It's raining.
The assets, and then at the end, whatever we have, we have.
It's
I just
it's
don't see
raining.
Another play here, especially after seeing the reorg slide where they didn't even include mining. So I think the next play is, hey, let's sell those assets, and then what's left that we're either a company that's going to be able to come out, or they're going to sell us off just like they did for Voyager. I just don't see another path. Do you see anything else that would, and especially from Chris Ferrar's background and where he just came from? I mean, is he really going to turn this into a new company and come out of the retirement? I think one person said he just came off a farm. So,
well, my answer to that is I do believe that everything is geared towards selling off assets. So I'm preparing for a 50% haircut, and in some kind of way of distributing that, similar to what's happening with Voyager and Binance at the moment. And I do think that there is scope for a multi-party bid, so that one company could take the lending side, another could take the mining side, and another could take the distribution, and another could take securities. They did actually mention that Chris is and Kirkland Ellis, they're analysing what types of deals and the different types of deals they can put together based upon all the bids. But from my perspective, reorg is just a way of maintaining exclusivity. And if for any reason all the bidders dropped out and there was nothing, then the reorg would be a way of distributing the funds using the technology that exists and getting sign-off from regulators. And if they can't get sign-off, then the UCC comes up and puts together all the different suppliers that they've been engaging with throughout this bidding process in order to just distribute and unwind everything.
Bigmac 83.
That's how I see it.
okay, thanks for the answer. And last question, is that 50% after they would sell off all the mining operations and everything we have, or is that 50% before that sale?
Well, I'm factoring in a worst case scenario. So in my mind, 50% is a worst case scenario.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, me too.
And it's a worst case scenario would be that we just accept a predatory bid for all of the assets, and another company comes along and distributes our coin and executes a similar type of transaction as Voyager is seeing at the moment.
All right, appreciate it.
Predatory
Thank
bid.
you, Mark. Thanks for your questions. If anyone has any questions, please hit the request button so you can come up.
That's
on
not a good
stage.
thing.
Next we have Manny, and then after that, Nati.
These guys are supposed to restructure.
Hi. So my question is
They're looking
for
at
David,
bids.
actually,
They're looking at
which
selling
is
out.
about just around claims. So claims are coming due, and you've been incredibly helpful on these calls.
Yeah,
about,
claims are this
giving
beginning of
people,
January.
understanding everyone has a different situation and it's challenging. I guess I have two questions about it. One is if you think that
Fucked up about
the
claims.
deadline or the claims term
Celsius
will be
says
tweaked or
you don't
not.
have to file a
And then my
claim
second
if your
question
numbers are
is,
correct in your wallet,
like,
and compared to
for
what we
people who
claim you
wanna
have in
sort
your
of
wallet
do
at that time,
these
right?
Special
Yeah, my
boosted
numbers are
claims,
correct. But
should we put
you listen
a
to these
USD
people,
amount? Is it enough to just
and then they're
attach
like, dude,
a
you need to
schedule
file a
or
claim against
statement?
all of these
So
guys
for people who have
individually.
weird
You got to file claims.
situations,
And the
like,
company,
I might
they
make
give
a
you
custom
advice.
claim for my Bitcoin.
You don't need to file a
If I
claim.
lose,
It's fucking
Is
psychotic.
that a problem, or they'll just put it back as earn?
That's
Or,
why I'm
like, you
listening to
can't
this.
Say, like, I'm just curious how risky it is.
Coming down to the wire.
Like, but the alternative is to make sort of a double claim, which has its own problems. Like, to leave the earned claim and then also make a claim for custody, for example, or make some special written claim for.
We are hitting a
property of
massive
the
Bollinger
estate.
Band.
Like, I'm just trying to figure out how.
It looks like
People have all
807.
different kinds of situations, right? Like they have, but I think the one thing that people have in common is wanting to make these fraud claims.
Yeah, it looks like 807, 808.
AMAs, that kind of thing.
Bouncing it back
and if
down.
we should put like a USD amount for those.
It's a really good question, Manny. You
10.
and I have obviously spoken about it.
That's
before.
a
I
good
had
sign.
heard people tell me that that Stretto was putting together a
Stretto is the company
a
doing this
special
for
proof of
Celsius.
claim form for non-crypto related claims.
They're
And
douchebags.
I have not seen anything. I can feel the angst of the creditor body. Okay, a lot of people contact me and ask me about, how do I put in a claim? What do I need to do? Okay, like for non-crypto related holdings. And, everyone's circumstance is a little bit different especially on misrepresentation and fraud, depending upon what you relied on. So there's sort of, I mean, you can sort of have a template of saying, on X date, Alex Mashinsky said this, I heard it, I relied on it, and, I invested or didn't take out my crypto on that day. That's sort of the basic misrepresentation claim. And then there are a million permutations of that, depending on state law, what state you live in, and the consumer laws that exist in that state. There's obviously securities, potential securities issues floating around in there. My sense is that, everyone wants to put in a claim for misrepresentation, fraud, breach of fiduciary duty, and I'm not going to go through the reasons why I thought it was so important last time, which I said last time we were on the space, but I do want to maybe make a little bit of a suggestion, which is it might make more sense to put in a claim for the crypto only, and then put in a separate claim relating to breach of fiduciary duty and fraud and all the other claims that you want to put in, all the non-crypto related claims. And the reason why it might make sense to have two claims is because if we get down to a plan of liquidation or a plan of reorganization, people are going to have the right to vote on that, and creditors are going to have the right to vote on that. And the voting generally follows, the amount of your claim. So, if you put in a claims for unliquidated claims for misrepresentation, for fraud, all those other things, it might create a problem with voting. So, for example, if you listed all your crypto money and then you said at the end, I have all these other claims, and the value of my claim is not liquidated right now, which is true. I mean, you have your crypto claim and you have your other claims. That could potentially pose a problem in terms of voting, because your claim would be unliquidated. They would need to figure out what amount to ascribe to it. So what I'm sort of suggesting is, in some ways, is if you put in one claim for crypto, right, that will be the voting claim, and then if you put in a separate claim for the other stuff, that claim can be figured out whether it gets a vote, whether it doesn't get a vote, and things like that. I'm trying to actually think about how planned voting could potentially work in this case. Another alternative would be to put in something like not less than X dollars on the claim. But that's sort of my thinking on it right now. Like I said, I will.
I got 35,000 followers across all my channels. I didn't know that.
Folks today to see if there's actually going to be a separate.
That's pretty cool.
Form for non-crypto related claims.
There's this new
which
analytic.
I think would make things a lot easier. I have not
adds
heard
it all up for you
anything in the last 7 to 10 days.
But not
on
the
that,
Facebooks.
and I don't know if such a form is coming out or not.
The YouTubes,
Okay,
Twitch,
I thought I saw something for like
and the D Live. I've got 108 followers on D Live. I didn't know that.
I don't know.
I didn't know I had any.
But if we put in a claim, it won't just override the old
Crazy.
claim. They'll be considered sort of separate. Like you can put in two separate claims, and it's not considered like an amended claim. It's just considered like two claims, basically.
I mean, you could put in two claims. I mean, what it does amend, and everyone should know this, is that whatever claim is filed supersedes the claim that's scheduled. So, if you don't file a proof of claim and you're listed in a liquidated amount,
one of the Facebooks generates a lot of chat. That's funny. I can see that now too.
Unliquidated. There's set amount listed for you. When you don't have to file a proof of claim, but when you do file a proof of claim, that scheduling is superseded. So, if they got, for example, they got it wrong. You had 15 Bitcoin and they only listed you for 10 Bitcoin. Once you file that proof of claim, it supersedes the scheduled claim, which is 10 Bitcoin.
This is pretty cool.
And you'd have a claim for voting purposes of 15 Bitcoin. Again, and then so putting in that, just putting everything together in one single claim. I mean, most of the time you would do that, but in this case, if you do that, there has to be something that's going to happen at the debtor's side, where, assuming it comes around for a planned vote, where they're going to have to figure out a value to ascribe to it. Now, maybe they can just take the position that, for purposes of plan voting,
Pretty cool,
you're
huh?
just going to have the people vote.
Let's see who
amount
can be
of
at the
their
top of the
crypto,
list by the end of the show.
nothing else. Because otherwise you would need to figure out, what the amount of those claims are that are unliquidated. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, we'll see if logistically it's even possible to do what you say without sending in a paper form or something.
Yeah, I mean,
and like the deadline's fast.
I'll mute
I
the
think
chat, guys.
I'll see, because like when you go
Chat
into
away.
it, I think you could say no, it doesn't supersede an old one. I just don't know if the tech will work or any of that. So it'll be interesting.
On your second question about, misclassification, like in other words, if you listed the fact that your crypto claims were all in custody and they were not in custody, you always have the right to amend a claim, and up to a point where it gets objected to. I think that, that type of claim objection would be more to recharacterize the claim from being custody to being earned or whatever. I don't think you listed it down there. There's obviously a dispute about what the nature of the claim is. I don't think it would I don't think if it were determined that you didn't have a custody claim, that it would foreclose the determination that you have a earned claim. Let me put it that way. I think you'd be okay. I think that
makes sense. And I was going to even put in my attachment that I concede it's disputed. I have my case. I'm making my case. I can even say and this is partly for the benefit of other people in similar situations, but like I was thinking in my attachment, I would say, well, if I, lose my case, then it would become an earned claim. Right. So like I'll make my claim and then I'll have sort of the fallback position. But I figured that was better than double claiming.
Manny, let me ask you a question. When you, because you have access to it, I don't. When you go on Stretto and you go to the electronic proof of claim, if you fill it out and submit, so let's suppose you submit claim number 1, which is a crypto claim, you can go back on there and just submit another claim, right? I mean, the fact that you submitted one claim doesn't lock you out of the system, right?
Right. I think so. They definitely ask if it's amending a previous claim, so I suppose if I say no, I can make the argument that it's an additional claim and not superseding an old claim. So I can test it. I mean, like, it may be administratively, like I'll contact Stretto too. It may be to let them know that people may be submitting multiple separate claims.
I don't know why the speaker got so
I guess
quiet.
We put GK8.
It's so weird.
I was also tempted to
It's
file
like the
a claim against all the GK8.
The volume went down on its own.
Not on the form.
Yeah, you
I was
made
thinking
a
that
very
might
good
be
on my phone. I don't know why.
Manny, when you said the point about how far along we are in the case, and we don't even know
that's weird
whether one claim that's filed is a claim against all or a claim against one, and that issue remains unresolved. That was a good point. And someone should refresh my memory. The proof of claim form doesn't ask you to identify the debtor, right? It's just presumed that it's...
Oh, no, it does. It does ask you to. And honestly, I'll contact the UCC today, but
I mean, if I'm
not feeling a good resolution, I may, tell Chambers I'd like to file a motion to extend the bar date, because it's too confusing. People don't know how to make their claims, and it's not really fair around January 3rd.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem to me that there should be, and I know this has happened in other cases where counsel has, for the committee has sort of tried to help and provide some guidance about the proof of claim and how it gets done.
Dude, there should be a whole suit
So, I mean, when you go on the form,
around Stretto
check off the box,
telling us that we didn't need to file a claim as long as our numbers match. We should sue those motherfuckers just on that.
So I think they're basically encouraging people to claim against all entities, although all entities exclude the GK8 entities.
Right. But
That's important, what he just said.
Right. So you're actually going to have another bar date with the GK8 entities, right?
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look at their filings.
It's a
I
good
was thinking
question.
of filing something against GK8 and referencing the Aon insurance that maybe Daniel Frischberg maybe, but I had seen the insurance on the website, so I may sort of make some claim saying, well, I thought that GK8 had insurance through Aon. But, there's that sale, but even the cash proceeds may go to some other entity like the parent GK8, and so I was thinking I would make a claim against those cash proceeds. I don't know. I'm mulling. I'm sure Kirkland's listening and unhappy about this.
I mean, I would say, speaking from bankruptcy knowledge, usually, and what I'm drawing a blank on is what orders the judge last time incorporated into GK8. I believe they were just all first day orders. So in other words, GK8 still has to file schedules. There still has to be a 341 meeting, and presumably they have to move to set a bar date. Okay, because if GK8 is not listed on the list of debtor entities on the top, which I'm guessing it's not, because GK8 was a non-debtor at the time, you need to sort of bring the GK8 entities into the process. And I know that a lot of first day orders were applied, but I'm pretty certain that the order setting the bar date was not applied, because generally you need to file your schedules first so that people know who the creditors are, or that there's some way to give notice to the creditors of the entity. So but it's a good point, Manny, that there will be another bar date, it appears, with respect to GK8.
I mean, I would assume they assume we're all not creditors of GK8, right?
Right.
Because so it's like if I'm making a claim, it's sort of like,
Oh my God, I have to see
it's
this.
like a derivative claim saying they should have had insurance.
All right, we're gonna
for
switch
my
gears.
assets or something like that.
We're gonna switch gears.
And I'm sure they'll fight it. But
I heard a lot of what I needed to
that
hear.
is a claim.
Okay, check this out. Kyle Kalinski's going to go live with a video right now about Donald Trump versus Ron DeSantis on gay rights. Now, that's something I know a lot about, and I'm really curious to see where Kyle Kalinski is on all that. So, Joe Rogan is just bragging about how great Kyle and Crystal Ball are now. Oh, you're the hottest thing on the left, blah, blah, blah. Okay, Joe Rogan, let's hear what Kyle has to say about Ron DeSantis versus Donald Trump on gay rights. And I'll tell you right now, Ron DeSantis makes Donald Trump on gay rights look like an angel when it comes to LGBT. What did he try to do? He tried to ban them from the military. That was pretty bad, but that was it. Ron DeSantis, he's going after their children. He's calling them groomers. He's calling people that support them and their cause woke, and that's a bad thing, and he's passing anti-woke legislation. Dude, Trump is, and for Kyle to even be discussing it is kind of silly.
This should be good.
We're going to be talking a little bit about the Trump versus
And the
DeSantis
hair,
battle. Which
really, Kyle, the hair.
Tucker Carlson
I mean,
weighs
take it from a guy who looks good getting out of bed. Like me, you're doing it wrong, bro.
correctly. Well, kind of. Somebody asks him that question, and then he finds a way to, do his little tap dance around it. We will talk about Donald Trump's new free speech.
He's going
policy
total
platform
metrosexual.
and how, he doesn't mean it. He's a liar. and his actions have already
Metrosexual.
proven that. We have Joe Biden siding
Crystal's
with Donald Trump
strapping on
the
this
issue
huge
of Israel
dildo and
Palestinian
just
human rights.
banging him all over
and
the
then
place. Guaranteed.
Later on, we'll
She
show
is
you
bitchifying
Fox
this
News
kid.
defending
Bitchifying
Elon Musk being
him.
deeply anti-free speech now. That's delicious. And then also somehow Jesse Waters of Fox News
And-
loses a debate.
Wow,
to the
he's
head of the
picking up
Democratic
almost a faint little lisp now, too.
I don't know how you do that, but he did it. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead.
It's like
and
he's
jump
talking to
into
me.
it.
I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
Politico
He picked up
has
a
this
list.
report that came out a few days ago that I wanted to share with
Few
you.
days ago.
I find this very interesting. So you can see the dividing lines already starting between Trump and DeSantis. You can see the camps
DeSantis.
emerging, and you can see the issues that are areas of disagreement. So Politico says this: scenes from a celebration of the same-sex marriage law at Mar-a-Lago. What? Now you're going to see, that's not really an accurate description. Trump had an event at Mar-a-Lago for what's called the Log Cabin Republicans, which is like the gay Republican group. And this wasn't actually a celebration of the new gay marriage law that just passed, but
I'll believe that.
It was like generally a pro-gay event.
Wow.
And this is at
Wow.
odds
So,
with
looks like
how
I nailed it,
DeSantis
huh,
is
guys?
positioning himself
Looks
going
like I
into
nailed it, didn't I?
2024.
Didn't
So
I?
here's what they
Tell
said.
me in the chat if I nailed
Hundreds
it.
of guests in
Let me hear from you in
tuxedos
the
of all
chat.
styles,
If I nailed it.
and colorful gowns
Before this even
sipped
started.
on Trump-branded
Didn't
champagne
I say
and martinis
Ron
between
DeSantis
courses
makes
of
Donald
steak
Trump look
and
like an
bite-sized
angel
key lime pie?
when it comes
That
to
sounds fucking delicious. I
LGBTQ
could
community
definitely go for some
rights?
bite-sized key lime pie.
Right?
They danced
Didn't I
to
say that?
YMCA and Macho Man, Trump classics.
Are you
They
proud of me,
disco
guys?
anthems at Trump rallies. Thursday
You're
night,
watching the
Log
right guy.
Cabin
You don't have to watch the
Republicans spirit of the Lincoln
metrosexual,
Gala
bleach,
in
fake
the main
blonde
ballroom of
dude
Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago
who's
Beach
taken,
Club Club
obviously
was a
taking
joyous celebration of gay
a
rights
rather large,
in a case of ironic timing.
rather
an
large
historic
strap-on
same-sex marriage
dildo.
law signed by President Joe
Obviously
Biden
now.
earlier
From Crystal.
days earlier.
Crystal
The long-planned event in
Ball.
honor of the conservative LGBTQ organization's 45th anniversary brought in Republican notables like former Ambassador Rick Grenell, Representative Kat Kamek, and former State Department spokesperson Morgan Ortagus,
Dude,
who
what
emceed
is that
evening
on the
in a
wall
feathered
behind
turquoise
Kyle?
Gown, super gay, if I don't say so myself, and former GOP gubernatorial candidate
you're wanting to talk,
from Arizona,
bro.
Carrie Lake, who was swarmed by guests eager to meet her and take a photo. But the main attraction, obviously, was Trump. He received a standing ovation after delivering an enthusiastic affirmation of gay rights, not often heard in the GOP. Quote, "We are fighting for the gay community, and we are fighting and fighting hard."
It's a good one.
The former president and
It's a good
2024 candidate said,
impersonation.
with the help
I'll give him
of
that.
many of the people here tonight in recent
it's a good
years, our
impersonation.
movement has taken
I like the way
incredible
he does it.
strides. The
He's very
strides
good.
you've
Very
made
breathy,
here
very
is
breathy.
incredible.
He's got a very
Throughout the evening,
breathy way
speakers
of doing
praised
it.
Trump for his embrace of the gay community.
good.
They credited him for his initiatives to
Bigly.
combat the criminalization of homosexuality, his work pushing
I'm
for
spilling my
public health
coffee.
initiatives
Look at
to
me.
combat the HIV epidemic, and for appointing the first openly gay cabinet
got a
member,
microfiber.
Grenell,
I
as
clean it
Director
right
of
up.
National Intelligence. Trump and his administration had a mixed record on LGBTQ issues. He's been criticized
Bing,
for
bang,
driving
boom,
a
hold
wedge
on.
between the gay
Just
and
like
trans
that.
communities.
I cleaned
Remember,
it up.
he banned
I made a
trans
mess.
people from the military.
Oh.
And for promoting extreme religious liberty
I
policies
mentioned that.
and executive orders, they say allowed for discrimination against LGBTQ people that pushed the movement backwards. The Log Cabin
See, with
Republican
me,
First
you
Lady
get all
Executive
that,
Director Jerry
and
Ann
so
Henry
much more. You get
resigned in
bong rips.
2019 over
You
the
get a
decision
dude who's
to
way
endorse
more
Trump.
real.
The
A
Log
guy who's
Cabin
keeping
Gala
it real with you.
came just days after the Respect for Marriage Act was passed with the
Not
support
some
of
guy that's
39
coloring his
House
hair
Republicans
to try
and
to
12
appease his
GOP senators
dominatrix
and signed into
at
law by
home.
Biden. But
You
the
know?
issue of same-sex marriage has
Poor
continued to
Kyle.
spark debate inside the GOP.
Poor Kyle.
Conservative
He's-
Christian and right-wing
you can see he's
groups
being
lobbied
manipulated.
against the legislation, arguing that it stepped on religious liberties. So they go
I
on
wonder
to
if I
point
could
out
chat
here,
in while he- is he
55% of
live right
Republicans
now?
support gay marriage now, and 71% of Americans
It's the
overall
premiere.
support gay marriage. So this is, honestly, at this point, this is an open and shut issue. This is, people are solidly on the side of being pro-gay rights. And, to pander to the evangelical fundamentalists, while that has been the strategy in Republican primaries to this point, is that still the path moving forward? Well, then we also get this fact.
I said,
In an
how's the
interview with Fox
dominatrix?
News earlier this
How's
week,
the
Florida
dominatrix
Governor Ron
treating you,
DeSantis,
golden
a Trump
boy?
rival, widely viewed as a top GOP hopeful in 2024, said there was, quote, no need for
good
the
one.
Respect for Marriage Act.
That's a
and
good
called
one.
the
Where's
right to
Billy at?
concern
Billy
over
Valentine.
religious liberty, quote,
Did you hear me, Billy? I made a joke.
wow. So here we go. Trump is positioning himself as more pro-gay, even though, again, his record is mixed, and if anything, I would argue more negative than positive. But DeSantis is saying, no, I'm not pro-gay. Against the Respect for Marriage Act passing, saying the religious liberties concerns are valid.
Hey, I got a lull. Somebody give me a lull in the chat.
Was a
Ah!
compromise law. The Respect for Marriage Act was a compromise.
Thank
allowed gay
you.
marriage
Thank you.
to still
It's
be
the
a
first
right.
time.
But allowed religious individuals
Someone
who
actually
don't wanna
saw
marry
something
a
I
gay
said on
couple to say,
YouTube,
I
bro.
object, I'm not going to marry that
Oh
couple.
my God, that rocks.
Now, nobody would accept that logic for an interracial couple, right? Like, if a black and a white person want to get married, and a church is like, we don't marry your kind here, people will be like, oh, well, you're a bigot, you're racist, and this is fucking terrible, and it shouldn't even be allowed. But on gay issues, this is the compromise position they came to. Now, I would have preferred it not be a compromise. It just protects gay marriage across the board. But we couldn't get that through because we tried to get that through, and the Republicans fucking blocked it. So if you tell me, hey, this law or no law, I take this law, but it's still a compromise position. Now, Ron DeSantis is also lying when he says, well, there's no reason for this. There's no need for this. He's lying because the only reason Democrats picked
Kyle Ball. Someone called him Kyle
because
Ball.
Clarence Thomas said in no uncertain terms in the decision that overturned Roe versus Wade. Hey,
I got everybody piling on.
Marriage case.
I got everybody piling on him now.
Next.
I'm a troll
So,
of the fucking worst kind, baby.
And now
I'm
DeSantis
so
is
bad.
positioning himself as anti-gay. So positioning himself more to appeal
Every
to the
troll that
crowd
ever watched my show
of
right
base
now, they're
Republicans
proud of me. They're like,
for
way
the
to go,
primary
Dan.
upcoming.
You picked up
In
a good
the
one
same way,
there.
he's pandering to anti-vax
You got him good.
concerns among the Republican base. Telling you, he's plotting his way around intelligently. Now, on this one, look,
Funny.
I actually think that even among Republican primary voters, this is more of a wash of an issue now. So in other words, if you're vocally anti-gay, I don't think that helps you. If you're deeply anti-gay and you express that all the time, I don't think that helps you anymore. In a Republican primary, maybe the move is almost like agnosticism. Like, just don't say anything on the issue, right?
Too late.
But
Too
Trump
late.
is leaning a little more pro-gay. DeSantis is leaning more anti-gay.
Leaning? Leaning?
I don't think, even though Trump has
Kyle is
55%
totally
with
off
him,
on this take.
and DeSantis has 45%
Bad
with him,
take, Kyle.
I don't think this issue is going to save Trump because he's been imploding in so many other ways that, you know, tacitly accepting some semblance of gay rights is not going to help him. Trump did not mention the law in his speech, the Respect for Marriage Act. But attendees at the gala were quick to credit the former president for all his recent missteps. They said he has gone further on LGBTQ rights than many others in the GOP.
He's like
Charles Morin, president
he's
of the Logtown
anticipating
Republicans, challenged other 2024
Ron
electors
DeSantis
who
will be
also say
running.
they are willing to fight for gay rights.
His buddy,
Quote, I just heard
Joe
a Republican
Rogan,
candidate for
supports
the-
Ron
for president
DeSantis.
stand up and say he's
This
willing to fight,
motherfucker's
and I
going to be
challenge
supporting
every other
Ron
Republican to make the
DeSantis.
same pledge
Watch.
Donald Trump made tonight.
And then, you know, he'll realize
We're
who
going
he
to hold
is.
all candidates to the same standard. He added in a later interview, we're really at a place now where we're going to have
If
an
he
open
thinks
election,
DeSantis is
and
leaning
there are going to be other
anti-gay,
Republicans
he doesn't
running,
know
and we
Ron
have
DeSantis
a
yet.
responsibility to look
This
at the
is
entire Republican
hilarious.
field.
Horrible take.
Anyway, so you guys get the gist of it? This is
No,
another,
because you get it
risk
wrong,
on the
Kyle.
right.
You
This
got
is
it
an area
wrong.
where- look, on vaccines also, I think Trump is more correct than DeSantis. On this, I think Trump is more correct than DeSantis. But DeSantis, again, is skyrocketing in the polls while Trump is imploding in the polls. And I don't know how many more strikes Trump can take against him before he's roadkill. You know? It's funny. What's happening now...
This is not even a
Trump is what
discussion to be
people
had.
thought
Trump
would
is
happen
no
in
longer a
2015 and
factor.
2016. We're like, oh, he'll fizzle out, and then everybody will hate him. And it's like, that didn't happen back then, but now it looks like it's happening. So, we'll see, but the two big dogs are going to fight over gay marriage and gay rights. I'll love to see... I think if they actually debate this on stage...
I said
will
Trump is no
literally
longer a
implode,
factor.
and he'll
Bad
say
take, Kyle.
both things at the same time. Like, I'm pro-gay marriage, and I'm also anti-gay marriage.
I don't think
he'll know how to actually stay
I don't think
consistent
this is
with the line.
live.
And again, that'll hurt him. So, interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff.
Let's smoke, shall we?
Can't wait to see
No law
what
regarding
else they're
cannabis.
gonna fight
Cheers.
over.
Kevin Russell.
Hey, y'all,
Kevin,
do me a
what's
favor and
up?
like and
Kevin Russell! We're smoking! It's, you know what? And you know what I do for you? I make sure to pause the ending for you because I know you hate that. And I love looking at those pictures because those photo sessions that they did, that was like you could see Crystal, you know, starting to take possession of the boy. You know, I love that. It's so creepy. She's like, it's almost like, it strikes me as like she's a, you know,
Michael
a
Goldsmith.
diddler, if you will.
No, he won't.
She got her little golden boy. She got Michael Goldsmith. What? No, he won't. What? What are you saying? Explain. What else is going on here? What else is going on here? Come to Nays Garden if you want to get a real take on what Kyle just said. I'll tell you about Ron DeSantis, kids, and I'm not going to cover it up. Not going to sugarcoat anything. You're going to find out that he is basically the kind of person who masturbates, but doesn't come until somebody's being tortured in front of him. That's how he gets off. Okay? That's the kind of person Ron DeSantis is. He is sexually aroused by torturing people. Okay? Because if I was the kind of person that enjoyed torturing people, I would never be able to bring myself to
Dave Campione.
make love to a woman.
Yo.
I wouldn't be able to do it. I wouldn't even be able to get my dick hard. You know? Good God, what kind of a monster? You want to know what kind of a monster Ron DeSantis is? Don't let Golden Boy, who's obviously got a crystal
fishing.
a crystal dildo up his ass
Cheers, bro.
all fucking day. You know, playing for the big Dems now, bro. And he's not going to make any sense. Independent my fucking dick. He's not independent anymore. He's going to go full Democrat, and then he's going to go full pro Ron DeSantis. Watch, just because his buddy Joe Rogan is, and his buddy Jimmy Dore is, you'll see. They're all pals, and they're all pro Ron DeSantis. You get to watch a metamorphosis happen. You get to see Kyle go from being an independent that made sense, that was a Bernie Sanders guy, to going full-on Ron DeSantis. He's making excuses for him already. He's leaning anti-gay. Oh, is that it, Kyle? Is that how you paint that picture? I guess I upset some folks. Dave Campione, Dave C. Fishing. I guess I upset some folks. I don't know. Some people got upset. You didn't like the crystal dildo, huh? Okay, I'll try something different. All right, whatever. Let's put it this way. Crystal is now taking fucking Kyle to the salon. Okay, they're getting mani-pedis, and when they get bored, well, let's bleach Kyle's hair because he's now my little test dummy. This is what I want men to look like. If you guys can't see that, I can't help you. Go back to watching Kyle Kalinske, I guess. You know, what else can I say
Dave
here?
C. Fishing. Ha 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 ha.
Can we smoke this bong? I'm sitting here holding this bong. I told those people we smoke. And, you know, I'm like a liar until I do. Jiminy, can you help me?
Yeah.
Would you help me? All right. Grab my bong, take a big hit. This could be the day.
Dave C. Fishing.
Hold that hit in.
I got sick
It's
day
inside
after the
you.
ISNT,
I
that's
just
nuts.
need to say, yeah. All right. I like that song. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers. Cheers,
Kevin
Jiminy.
Russell. You just say it like it is. If they don't like it, don't let the door hit them in the ass on the way out. Meekmuk 83. Hash.
Kevin Russell, how did you find the show? Are you new? Did you come over from Kyle Kalinske? You know, I noticed there were a lot of cool people over there watching. Because as soon as I called him Golden Boy and said, how's the dominatrix, Golden Boy? All of a sudden, a bunch of people started being like, yo, bro, what's up? Good one. You nailed it. You freaking, like, perfectly nailed it. Yo, Golden Boy, how's the dominatrix? Everyone got it. Everyone totally got the vibe. And they're like, everyone sees the change in Kyle since, you know, they started, you know, she started basically brainwashing him. But, you know, just like Jackson Hinkle, you know, these boys, they're just easily coerced. You know,
Kevin Russell. No, I've watched you for a good while now. Just listen to you mostly, though.
Right on, Kevin. Right on. Well, I must say this. I've never had a girlfriend try to change me politically, ideologically, socially, nothing. They never tried to change me, ever. And I can't imagine getting into a relationship with somebody once you realize that you weren't the person that they wanted you to be. You know, and for Kyle, it must have been a little bit of a shock. You know, you don't like me, it's just good old Kyle, you know, like to mix it up, like to go out, have fun, get high with my friends. You know, I like to
No
fucking...
way. If anything, they change to my beliefs, LOL.
No, it's a different guy now. And it's just so obvious.
Red-backed gamer. Hi. Improve your stream on asterisk asterisk asterisk. Trexis. Hi. Improve your stream on asterisk asterisk asterisk.
What's asterisk asterisk asterisk? Redback, are you guys coming in from my friend? Possibly? My friend. I doubt it. My numbers would go up. Probably just a spammer. Hey, look at that, Notlin. Look at that. Look at this. Where'd the chat go? There it is. Okay, cool. We've been live for an hour. We've got 11 people here, so I'm going to say thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see you tonight. How about that? Okay? We'll do another show later. And it's going to be so awesome. You guys take it easy. Bye now.
Vikmuk 83. Hash keep it open.
Yes, hash keep it open. That's what I say. Well, my audience has been pretty out of touch the last few minutes, so it's cool. We're good. They're all good. We're good. All right. Bye. See you on Twitter, at Nays Garden on Twitter, guys. That's where I'm at.